welcome to the June 17th, 2019 Board of Selectmen's meeting. On the agenda this evening, we have public service announcements. We have a request for a live entertainment / billets permit. We have a request for a special one-day liquor license. We have department head updates, DPW, water and sewer, recreation, town administrator's report. Then we have several action items, including annual reports, appointments to other positions, some resignations, and we will have a request to amend Section 5.12B of the town's personnel policy. We have a request for a designation of a position as a special municipal employee. We have a request for approval of goods and service bid results, and a request for approval to dispose of old DPW pickup trucks, old business, new business, correspondence, approval of minutes of June 3rd, 2019, citizens forum, then we will adjourn. Hey, Priscilla, any? Harry?
I just want to thank everybody for attending our town meeting, who did, the residents who are watching. Thank you for coming, and that's it.
Okay, next we have a request for a live entertainment billiards permit, Pine Lake RV Resort and Cottages. You all have the application there. Mr. Morrow, would you like to come up and just explain a little bit, please?
I'm sorry?
Just explain, please, for the audience at home.
Yes, my name is Philip Moreau. I'm the owner of the Pine Lake RV Resort, formerly known as the Yogi Bear Campground. It's on 30 River Road.
You're requesting a permit for billiards. You already have a business, liquor, common vics, pool, and campground license, right?
I'm very sorry, but I'm having a very hard time hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the noise in the room.
It's the air. No, you already have several permits through the town already.
Yes, we're
Yes.
making progress.
Yes. You still shooting for early July?
No.
No. That's okay.
No, the job is bigger than well, I realized it was a big job. It's just the frost and the weather has really kind of set us back.
Yes.
Tentatively, I'm shooting for Labor Day.
Okay.
We will get it done. It's just a question of really bearing down and trying to get it done by Labor Day. Would be my best hope at this time.
Okay. And pray no rain.
What? Don't get me started.
Okay.
I guess April was the rainiest month ever.
Oh,
and
yeah, it's, well,
I have a belief that towns that are fearing droughts should encourage me to come and
yeah.
and start
Put a
an
project
RV
in. resort
because this has happened on several occasions where I show up and it starts to rain cats and dogs.
Okay, any questions from the board on the application?
We look forward to your opening. I'm sorry that you lost the summer. It's a
Busy
busy
time.
season for your industry, so.
Yes,
it's
but
unfortunate.
you know, we're in this for the long haul, and we'll get there. And in all honesty, this is kind of par for the course of there's always delays. And this project, I am pleased to announce that we have all 10 of our buildings. That would be 4 large conference centers and 6 private bathhouses, each of which has private bathroom suites of roughly 7 to 10 private bathroom suites. Those are all done. And so now we're just working on getting our infrastructure in, and we've made some good progress getting that started. And we just hope to keep rolling and pray for a little good weather.
Okay, is someone willing then to make a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the live entertainment billiard permit for Pine Lake RV Resort and Cottages.
Is there a second?
Second. Usually you second. I was deferring. Okay, I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I'm just going
And
to
abstain?
abstain.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
301. Okay, good luck.
Well, thank you very
Luck,
much.
yeah.
This is my first meeting here. I've been across the street several
Planning board,
times,
yes.
and I kind of like this side of the street a little better.
We're so much nicer.
Shorter meetings.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next we have a special, request for a special one-day liquor license, Agronomy Farm Vineyards for the Sturbridge Town Common Farmers Market. Is there anyone here representing? No. I mean, we've gone ahead before. Has everyone had a chance to read over the application? And it's not for every market day, it's every other.
I just have a question. It has, does it need police approval? No, right?
No, I'm surprised that's always on there lately
I
because,
know, that's why.
yeah, we're the ones that, I just had a question on the time, 9 to 1. Do you know offhand if the other
That's the
brewers
new,
have 9 to 1 or do they have 10 to 1?
those are the new hours for the
Those are the new,
farmers
the
market.
farmer's market is 9 to 1.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as selling,
Well, I don't
even though it's, like I know,
The license says 10.
10, yeah.
Well, last year
Yeah.
it was 10 to 2, but they didn't get as much traffic from 1 to 2, so
Yeah.
they moved it.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as
Oh.
with the wine and stuff and all alcohol, like I know restaurants, they can't serve before 10 unless it's a special event, and like Yankee Spirits and one other place, we gave them that 10 o'clock, which just went into effect last year.
And I think they give,
Yeah,
Yeah, if
don't
you want to
they
limit
give
it to 10.
free
then-
samples sometimes? Isn't that a typical thing? That free samples are given, yeah, so that probably should be
Yeah.
well,
viewed. They're allowed by mass law to give so many free samples in a
samples.
small cup. I don't know exactly the amount, but
right.
The cups are never big enough.
No, I know. You have to go round and round. You get dizzy from going around, not from the line. Well, we can leave it like that for now. If there's any problem or if we find out anything else, we can change it. Is there anyone willing to make a motion to approve the one-day license?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, let me just get that. Okay, any discussion? All in favor? And one abstention?
one abstention.
301. Okay, next we have department head updates. DPW, Butch. Good evening.
You have the reports for the last 2 months. Do you have any questions on those reports?
No, just noticed you used a lot of ink on the seal.
That's a printing error. We got to figure that out.
No, I noticed you spent a lot of time cold patch various locations, and I see thank you, I see a huge improvement of, like, whatever you call those holes.
Potholes.
Thank you, I couldn't think of the word, though. Potholes, because you know I like to I like to run around,
Our enemy.
and a lot of the ones that I was seeing are all filled in, so
Okay,
thank
well,
you.
we try to reply to all the complaints in a timely manner.
Yeah.
So hopefully we are. Any questions on these reports? I have a couple other things I'll throw out there.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions on the April and May reports? Because you do have a couple of other things for action.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice it when I looked at the agenda, but they're all over the place. But if we could put
Yeah,
them
that's okay.
together.
Well, I can stick around.
On a night like this, Butch, you must have grass to cut. Right. Okay, next you have your,
Well, in addition, just a couple mentions that the Clark Road water line is almost complete. That's the one that the state was doing, at the other end of the, up by the turnpike. I'm working on all the prices for the street repair, so I'll have some numbers for you pretty soon for this year's work, and so we can discuss the Chapter 90 and where the money's coming from. And then we did put in a beaver device up on Holland Road, because there's a section of Holland Road up by 70 Holland Road where you've probably seen all the water, and there's actually 4 tiers of beaver dams up there. So it was in the and it was just about to breach Holland Road, so I decided to try this new device where it lowers the water in such a way that the beavers can't stop it. So we lowered 2 of the dams down to a foot each, so now the water's well below the roadway. And for the last 2 weeks,
2 weeks?
it's been fine. The beavers have not been able to discover it. They can't figure it out, so it's working great. So I'm hoping to do something maybe over on Cooper Road and some of the other dams along that line. And that's about it.
Okay, do you want to take your summer employee
Sure.
appointments?
Sure, I have Barry, Austin, and Chase over here. They want to be appointed for the summer positions. 2 of them will work with us, and one of them will probably down to the landfill because they lost a person, a part-time person for the summer. They're going Monday for their physical and drug test, and then hopefully start Tuesday.
Okay, between that and then all the paperwork, they start Tuesday. Now, were they all on the same $12 pay scale? Any questions from the board for Butch or the gentleman? You guys eager to work? One yes and one I don't know.
No, the right answer is absolutely.
I can't wait.
Got to work on that.
Now, did you both just graduate? Yeah. Any plans next year?
Going to Franklin Pierce University up in New Hampshire for the lacrosse.
Going to Virginia Tech.
For engineering, is that what you said? Nice.
What field in engineering do you know?
I'm leaning towards mechanical or aerospace.
Okay, well, good luck to you.
Both of you.
Hope we don't wear you out over the summer. Okay.
They'll be running to school by the end of the summer. You're like,
Okay, is there any other comments or questions to them? Or Butch? Somebody want to make a motion then to appoint Austin Varney, Barry Emerson, and Chase Freeland?
At the rate of $12 an hour.
An hour.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Okay, 4-0.
good luck.
Okay, let's see. Just want to get, jeez, okay. Okay, and then you have your,
Yeah, the annual goods and service bid results, which you have. I kind of summarized them for you a little bit.
the what? I'm sorry, the,
Annual goods and service.
yes,
Kind of summarized them a little bit because the bid sheet itself is kind of long and
yeah.
cumbersome.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on that?
You mean the one that we can see?
Yeah. Magnifying glass works. Well, they did color coding. I don't know whether it's machines lately or my eyes, but everything's so much smaller.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of information, and when Melissa prints it out, she prints it out very small. So, have to get it all on a few sheets.
Yeah,
We have money for paper.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll remind her that.
yeah, have you used 2 sheets? Okay, any questions on any of them? Okay, then, is somebody willing to make a motion to approve the bid results for goods and services?
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, 4-0. Okay, and then you also have the request to dispose of the pickup trucks.
I have 3 pickup trucks that,
Gently used.
yeah, gently used.
Do the
If
weeds,
anyone's interested,
do the weeds come with them?
there's, you see the pictures, they're
Yeah.
pretty much well beyond repair.
That's for sure. Any questions on that from the board? Okay, is there a motion then to approve the disposal of the DPW pickup trucks?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, I think that hits everything, right?
That's it. I appreciate you moving it up.
Well, on a nice summer night, if it was the winter, we'd keep you. Yeah, to back them up. Okay, next we have Veolia Water and Sewer. Evening, Shane.
How you doing?
Good news.
Good, good. You have the operating reports for April and May. I'll start with any questions on those.
Any questions from the board? Well, the wastewater, 27.7% increase from March.
From the year before. It's been a wet year. And then here's the crazy thing, because I was gonna get to it later, but we're not far from going into the water ban. Checked the gauge this morning, the limit's 89 cubic feet per second. The gauge is at 100, and it's dropping about 9 cubic feet a day. So unless we get a lot of rain this week, what we're supposed to get, we could be in a water ban as early as the end of the week.
Wow.
That's,
It's
I mean, it's
amazing.
not my thing, but that's shocking to me, given the amount of rain we've had.
And I don't agree with it, but that's the way it's written into the withdrawal permit.
Yeah.
So, and then the limit drops down after this month, but if we don't get some rain, we're gonna go in it.
I think I'd rather have a water ban and not rain. No, I know it. We're supposed to have a lot of rain this week.
Right, so, but it is that close. I was kind of surprised when I looked at it this morning.
Okay, any questions from the board? Okay, do you have anything else for
Just
us?
like Butch said, the Clark Road, water line's done, and I expect the 2 houses that'll be serving probably have water by the end of next week, providing the bacteria test passes. And I don't really have a lot for you. The weather's just been hindering us from getting out. We get a lot of digs to do, minor stuff, hydrant replacements, gate box repairs, and it's just, with all the rain, we really haven't been out there, so. Besides that, the plants are running good. We haven't had any violations. Knocking off some items on the sanitary survey. We just put a new screen up on the Stallion Hill vent on top of the tank. Besides that, it's pretty much business as usual.
Which is always good to hear. Okay, and nothing from the board.
I
Priscilla?
just have a question, it's an old issue.
Sure.
Are the meters all done? Are we, we haven't asked that question.
No,
in
you
a long
haven't.
time.
And to my knowledge, there's 2 left. And one's, I know someone just bought the house and is gonna rehab it.
Okay.
So before we turn the water back on, they'll have to let us in.
Right.
And there's still one person who just doesn't wanna hear it.
Well,
And
that's bad.
and he's still getting the fines.
Yeah, and he's,
Yeah,
is he
just a
paying
kid.
them?
Rather pay the fine?
That I don't know.
Okay.
But I know he's getting it every quarter, $300, so. And I've gone to the house and knocked, and it's a rental. So to get in touch with the landlord, I don't know if he's just not paying or if he just doesn't care.
Yeah. Whatever it is, probably.
Probably
Good.
just doesn't care.
Jeff,
Probably not
can you-
paying.
The one is
Check,
at least
make
better
sure
than where
the-
we were at.
Right.
Fines are being paid?
It was 3 altogether. One, actually, people moved out in the middle of the winter, and the water line started blowing water outside, running down the hill, so we shut that one off. That one's still off, and like I said, the other one, someone just bought and is gonna refurbish it over on Draper Woods, and it'll be down to 1 person.
To the town administrator, can we find out if that person, we don't need the name, but if that person is paying the
Well, I
fine?
just-
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't-
just
I
gave
was
him,
talking to him,
no, I
didn't
know,
hear
I
it.
gave him an aside.
Oh, okay.
I'll follow up with Shane and we'll see where both of them are.
I'll just send an email tomorrow with the address, and the girls downstairs can let you know where the account stands.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Thanks.
All
Thanks,
right,
Shane.
thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you,
And
you
you too.
too.
Did we do the dump trucks for
Yeah.
Butch?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Gosh, I was spacing. Sorry. She voted for it. I know we did the bids, but, okay, yes, we did that after, okay. I went into Boston and back today, I'm kind of fried.
I hate that trip.
Oh my gosh, it took over 2 hours to get there in the morning. Back to
Okay,
back.
next we have Recreation, Annie Rossioli. Hello. Hello, Annie.
Good evening. The last update that we provided, I actually haven't been in about a year. So at the end of summer, I had sent an end of summer memo. So my update tonight is just the past months from all of our off-season, fall, winter, and spring. So I have a list of activities. I'm not sure if you want me to go through all of them individually. We had all of our annual events return. All of them were successful. We were also able to, as part of the special events committee, host a new bonfire in the fall and the spring. Both of those were successful events. They seem pretty well received. We're planning to do one again this fall. I'm currently getting ready for the summer rec program, which starts on Monday. We're doing our mini camp as well. That's 2 weeks in July for the ages 3 to 6. Unfortunately, our first concert was canceled this past Thursday. I'm hoping this upcoming Thursday the weather cooperates a little bit better. Otherwise, our concert series would have started. New to the series this year, though, Friendlies came last year, and they were selling ice cream every week, so I have them there every week this summer, as well as the public house with a hot dog cart. So you can count on snacks and ice cream every week. Any specific questions?
How did the, oh,
Go
Mary.
ahead. No, I was going to say how many you have signed up for camp this summer.
Right now, I have about 25, which is actually higher than we see. We don't do a late fee until after the first week of camp has passed. So anyone returning, they know that they can sign up on the first day of the program or that first week. So it's been pretty nice. I'm very happy that I have already 3 new families. So I'll have a better number by July 1. That's when our late fee comes in.
Okay, did you get many at the open house Saturday?
I only had 2 families come, but that totaled 7 signups. 3 of them for the mini camp, the rest were for the regular program. I certainly wish more came, but I would like to try it again next summer. Find a way to better connect, maybe if we work more closely with Burgess. But I had done a newspaper advertisement, a mailing to new families in the area. Tied in with our staff day, so it's convenient to do it all at once.
It's an outstanding camp, and the price is incredible
Yeah,
for any families watching.
yep. And we have financial assistance available too.
Okay, no problems then?
Nope, no current problems. We're in the middle of 2 projects right now. The ongoing problem that we've had since the fall is the surface at the tennis and basketball courts. It has rust spots appearing. DPW has been working with Lynch directly. The project managers come out, and they're, I think, deciding on their next steps of how to resurface it, is what I would imagine they're doing. There's a deficiency in the mineral that was laid in the asphalt. That is my only existing problem right now, and we are in the middle of the process to put the lighting in at the Little League field.
And how did the discussion, or was there any discussion on the complaint about too much pickleball?
Yeah, so we had a committee meeting shortly after that. Out of the 2 individuals I received complaints from, one came and spoke directly to the committee. Everything seemed pretty well received. Pickleball was there as well to ask a couple questions, clarifying when they can use the courts, what the proper protocol is if other people are waiting. I was really happy at the amount of people who attended that meeting because I felt like the year was much clearer after. And I think everyone left satisfied, and I haven't received any complaints since.
Oh, that's good. Anything from the board?
Yeah, I had a question. We recently had a gentleman come in before us looking for a one-day liquor license for the concert on the Common.
Yes.
I was just wondering what your thoughts were, if you would like to see, as a rec, if you think that's a good idea, or...
So they came to the rec committee first.
Yeah.
And I did think it was a great idea. Most of the committee members thought so too. A big selling point for the committee was actually them wanting to bring the adult size or life size yard games. But it was a mutual agreement. I think we had the full board present that night too. And the committee was really hoping to see them down there this summer.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he'd come back, and I know, I personally spoke against it. I thought it was getting away from the idea of nice, quiet concerts. I mean, there's always been complaints with kids throwing footballs around and running around, and now this gentleman wants to bring in games with tossing and stuff. I just personally don't think it's the place for it. I mean, we have it at the farmer's market, and you get one, you get more, so. But
Yeah.
he hasn't filed again, so.
When I spoke to him last, he was waiting until a full
Full
board
board.
would be present. And I think the committee would still be happy to see them down there, even if we asked them not to bring any yard games, if that's something that the board would reconsider. But I'm happy to come to a follow-up meeting with Bay State, if
Yeah,
you'd like.
because I know even when the schedule for the concerts go out, there's always that thing written out at the bottom about not parking and
Yeah.
about take into consideration
Be
other
mindful
people
of
who are
others,
listening,
yes.
so.
And
we'll
I was
see
the
when
other
we-
one. I've already voiced my views on alcohol in the common, town-owned property. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a sliding scale. But I think also that the committee has to come up with a policy with respect to how many vendors you're going to allow, whether it's beer, craft beer, or wine, or something to follow so that there's some objective criteria that we apply, or it's first come, first serve, but I don't know how the vote's going to go the next time. But certainly, I think that we as a board need to do that because we have a lot of local breweries, and I can just envision somebody else coming and saying, we'd like to set up shop too, and then it becomes like a beer garden at our concerts, which is really not the intent. So I think we have to be careful and know the road that we're taking.
Okay, but we'll wait till we get an application. Priscilla?
I was going to ask you, is it, and you would know this, is it feasible that if one vendor comes, and how many weeks, let me ask this first. How many weeks do the concerts go, first of all?
11.
11. So would it be feasible if you had, let's say, 4 vendors? If one got 3 weeks, one got 3 weeks, one got 3 weeks, so everybody gets a bite of the apple? Or are they looking for strictly all 11 weeks? I mean, I don't know, you may not know, because I wouldn't see any issue with, as long as you gave fairness to everybody. Because let's face it, alcohol is on the common, whether you buy it or you bring it, it's there. I mean, that's a reality.
So the original request was for the full series, and that's what the committee voted on. We've never received a request from someone else that made us stop and reconsider. But I would imagine that if there was 2 or more, we would rotate them.
Okay.
Because I've also said no to having any additional vendors down there, because I did reach out to the public house. Well, I've reached out to a lot of businesses, but it's really hard to already get people to commit to the full 11 weeks.
Okay.
So I was really big on not creating any competition down there. So it would definitely be rotated if more than one party was interested.
Right, and if you advertise like certain, let's say, we have a lot of breweries in our own town. Certain brewery was going to be there on a certain day. Sometimes it brings people for various reasons. Okay, so thank you, though. Thanks for the thought.
How's the summer rec I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted, since we're on this subject, just to check on our insurance. Would there be a limit on how many drinks each person would be able to get? They're going to check IDs, tips certified. They need all of that, and I'm curious if we open ourselves up to any liability if people get in the car and, drink and drive and say that we're at Sturbridge's concert.
We can find out.
Okay, thank you.
How's your rec program this summer? A lot of kids, or?
So we're at 25
I feel
signups.
good. I just asked that.
Oh, you did, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind, yeah. I was thinking of booze, that's what,
How
yeah.
many kids did you get?
Yeah, it's a hard time to ask the number because so many people return for so many years. They know the drill, but there's been a lot of new faces with the signups, so
Oh, good.
that's been great.
Good.
Okay, now Annie, I noticed you used the word camp. Is that for the 3 to 6-year-olds?
Summer program.
Yeah, because the whole thing's summer program.
Yeah.
Because we did have a problem when we did, or when people used the word camp years ago.
Yes.
Because it's not really a camp.
I'm not supposed to refer to it as a camp. That was a
Yeah.
mistake. Summer program.
Okay.
For 3 to 6-year-olds?
For both of them.
Both.
We have a mini program and then the regular summer program.
It's before your time, I'll tell you.
I got
Yeah.
2 more for you.
There's different
Chase,
regulations.
Chase was in 8th grade.
He's like, wait a minute.
Anything else?
Not unless the board has anything.
Nope. Board?
What we voted on at town meeting.
Yes.
When do you think, we should know some answers? Fall?
So right now I'm trying to finish the process with the lighting with Town Barn, and then that'll be our next, getting that to bid. But I would imagine within the next month or so, we can get it to bid.
Yeah.
We should have answers.
Great.
The plan would be to have answers and a plan for the fall special town meeting, if there is one,
Yeah. Great.
in the perfect world.
Awesome. I'm happy that it got done.
Okay, thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
Okay, next we do have town administrators update.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few things. Still working through what to include on a town administrator's report. We do have the Farquhar Road holiday traffic counts. They're on the podium this evening. Some level of increased holiday traffic. So we'll have to look at that some more. We did order the flags for the town common. They're delivered.
Thank you.
We're still working through the permit process with Verizon and National Grid, so we anticipate having those up for the 4th of July holiday. The town is participating in the opioid litigation. There's a meeting for the plaintiffs on Wednesday in Farmington, Mass. I'm going to go to that just to see what the update is. And just as an information item, I've given you my calendar for the past 3 months, just to get an idea of who I've met with and what I've worked on. So I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any
That
questions?
calendar is very nice. We've never seen this before, so this is a nice new addition. Thank you for that.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have the annual appointments. We usually go through this similar to what we do on the budget. I'll read through them, and if there's any question, just say hold, and then at the end, we'll vote for everyone that does not have a hold, and if there's any holds, we'll have questions and comments. Okay, on the Conservation Commission, we have Steve Halterman, reappointment for 3 years. Dave Barnacle, reappointment for 3 years. Vacant, and I want to put a hold on that. Council on Aging, Ann White, reappointment for 3 years. Antoinette Peterson, reappointment for 3 years. Barbara Gianfrido, reappointment for 3 years. Cultural Council, Ed Corneli, reappointment for 3 years. And then we do have 3 vacancies there. Design Review, Elaine Cook, reappointment for 3 years. Chris Wilson, reappointment for 3 years. Historical Committee, Bailey Applegate, reappointment for 3 years. Planning Board, Russell Chamberlain, reappointment for 3 years. He has 2 L's in his name, Andrea, okay? Vacant, Heather Hart is not seeking reappointment, so we will have to advertise that one. Safety Committee, Tom Ford, reappointment for 3 years. Sturbridge Tourist Association, Brian Amity, reappointment for 3 years. Tantascwa School Committee, it's vacant, and we do need to have a joint meeting on that. And her name is actually Kline. You have all the letters, but like me, they're not in the right place. Okay, and then Fire Department, Jonathan Becker, reappointment for 3 years. Autumn Corville, reappointment for 3 years. Anthony Messina, reappointment for 3 years. Police, Earl Desert, reappointment for 3 years. Jeff Forcier, reappointment for 3 years. David Fortier, reappointment for 3 years. Copeland and Page, reappointment for 1 year. Okay, now, I'm the only one that put a hold. The only reason I put a hold is, you said he's not returning, but his letter said he was seeking reappointment.
Paul Zapoon? It's
Yeah,
a typo.
which is the typo, the letter?
The letter, he is not seeking reappointment. He would like to be appointed to the new Commission on Disabilities, but not
Okay,
on
so
Conservation.
the letter should say will not seek reappointment. Okay, I just had a question, so I'll.
Right.
So then that appointment would be Eric Gaspar. Okay, any questions? Anybody want to make a motion to approve all those?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
May I just ask a question regarding, on the task squad, are the applicants that are interested going to the town administrator or to the school committee people, or both?
Well, actually, it's usually our meeting. It's a
Right.
joint meeting, so they can come here.
So
Is
they'll
it,
go to the
is
town
it posted
I've only
yet?
got one,
Yeah.
is it posted?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're still trying to coordinate with the school district now that the school's closed
Yeah.
for summer, they have more time to work with it, so.
Right, so we'll probably be doing it in August, because, well, you know, Priscilla, they don't,
No.
Meet
But
till
they're
September.
finishing their year in any
Yeah.
event,
Yeah.
yeah, so, and that's a joint appointment. Okay, next we have,
You know, do you mind if I say something?
oh, go ahead.
I would like to thank all the members that did serve, that are no longer going to serve. You know, thank you for your time, and especially Heather Hart. I mean, she's given a lot to this town, and just thank you.
Yep, that's nice.
That's a good point.
Also, sometime after this, we should get a list together of all the vacancies and advertise that, because even like on design review, it's a 5-member board, but there's only 3 members. and There's quite a few of them like that.
Yep, we're gonna work
Vacancies
on
and
that.
maybe the due date for application, so we can do what we need to with it.
Yeah, get it
Get the
done.
word out.
Okay. Lost my place. Okay, appointments B. We have a request for the appointment of Leslie Wong as Council on Aging Director. Leslie, would you join us, please?
Hello.
Good evening.
As my face turns red, I can feel it.
Camera's behind you.
I know, thank gosh.
Although, no, actually.
I know. I said, don't put it on my face, whatever you do.
Okay, so would you like to tell the people at home a little bit about you?
My name is Leslie Wong. I live in town. I have 2 children. I've worked at the senior center for 4.5 years. I've worked for the town for 15 years. I've been the outreach coordinator. I'm very active in the community. I'm on the farmers market committee. I've been active in the school system. It's probably all about me. I mean, pretty basic.
Okay, questions from the board or comments?
I just have a question for the town. How many people applied for this position? Just curious.
Several applied. Myself and Sue Godon interviewed just Leslie. We have a policy to hire from within if we have a qualified applicant, and that's what we did. The other applicants, there was one that was similarly qualified, but not quite as qualified as Leslie.
So this applicant meets all the requirements that we have in our personnel policy for that position?
As close to it as we could, as all the applicants.
Thank you.
Yes, if you read it, Priscilla, Leslie even said she doesn't have the education
I know,
qualification,
I know.
but the
I knew that,
experience.
yeah.
But we've had some with the education qualifications and didn't work out well. But with your experience and knowledge, I'm sure it will work out well. Mary?
I just have a comment. I'm thrilled with this appointment. I think that the seniors that have reached out to me love her, and love her service to the town. She's very loyal to that population. Leslie's a high-energy person, a positive person, and an extremely community-oriented person. And I think she's going to do an outstanding job. And I'm happy that we have a policy of promoting from within when they are qualified, because I think those employees have already shown their dedication to the town and their work history. And when you hire from without, you don't have the benefit of knowing that person. So I'm very happy with this appointment, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mary.
I know I even got your name written on a napkin at breakfast one morning. About Mary, hire her. I said, oh, it's not up to me, it's up to the town administrator to recommend. But, no.
Thank you.
Thought highly of. Okay, any other comment, questions? Is there someone willing to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to concur with the appointment of Leslie Wong as the Council on Aging Director.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Thank you.
Okay,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
well. Okay. Okay, get rid of this. Got a paper here this week. Okay, next we have
Can I
a,
just say thank you to everyone? Is that
oh,
okay?
yes, well, I thought you were going to do that, but you went the other way.
Thank you, so.
My hands are
I get up at my knee.
Thank you.
Jeff.
Okay, we have a letter of resignation from firefighter/paramedic Emmanuel Martin. His resignation is effective June 21st. He was hired under the SAFER grant, which is funded until December 31st, and the chief will be interviewing to fill the vacancy. Firefighter Martin does express his gratitude to the town, but he said, unfortunately, circumstances in my life have dictated that I make a change in my career path to better provide for my family and my personal well-being. I would like to thank everyone that supported and assisted me in trying to make this a permanent career. I hope to someday be able to return to the fire service and fulfill my need to serve my community. Okay, is there a motion to accept the resignation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
With regret.
Yes. Okay. And this one was a shocker to most people.
Yeah.
I am submitting this letter of resignation/retirement from the positions of tree warden and moth superintendent/insect pest control, effective on June 30th, 2019, from my election in 1984 and continuous appointment after the charter change in 1988. I have served in this position for 35 years. It is now time to retire. However, I do plan on staying involved with my positions on the Trail Committee and the STA. Respectfully, Tom Chamberlain. Okay, somebody want to make a motion?
So moved.
Second. With regret.
Yes, with
Yeah, and
regret.
I just have a comment. I think that Tom's one of those people like Heather Hart whose loyalty to the town is really I don't want to say unmatched, but matched by very, very few people. And he will be missed in that role. I know he feels passionate about what he did, and we will miss him.
Okay, all those in favor of accepting with regret? Okay, 4-0. Okay, then we have a letter from Rebecca Gendro, Conservation Department. On behalf of the Sturbridge Conservation Commission, I would like to request the appropriation of funds from the Wetland Protection Fund, Chapter 43, Paragraph 218 of the Acts of 1997, amended General Law, Chapter 131, Paragraph 40, in the amount of $6,000 for the purpose of funding a portion of the salary of the Conservation Department's administrative assistant position for the fiscal year 2020. At the June 6, 2019 Sturbridge Conservation Commission meeting, the board voted 5-0 to approve the use of $6,000 from the fund. Per Mass General Law, the Board of Selectmen are required to approve the use of these funds. Wetland protection funds are permitted for uses related to the administration of the Wetland Protection Act. We respectfully request the board's continued support by approving the continued use of these funds in the amount of $6,000 for fiscal year '20. Is there someone willing to make the motion to approve that request?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions, discussion? All in favor? Okay, 4-0. Let me just get this. Okay, next there's a request to amend Section 5.12B of the town's personnel policy -2017 to increase the police supervisor's accreditation stipend from 1% to 2% effective July 1st, 2019. Okay, is any question on this? Somebody?
So moved.
Okay, Priscilla made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, again, 4-0. Okay, next is a request for the designation of the position of Community Preservation Clerk as a special municipal employee. Barbara Barry pointed out that it's the position that's designated, not the person in the position, and we had voted last time the person. So is there a motion to designate the position of Community Preservation Clerk as a special municipal employee?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. And we do have a whole list that Barbara provided of all the municipal special employees. Next, correspondence. Mary? Oh, no.
I'll do it, Mike's not here.
Oh, that's right. No, I'm just so used to.
Pulled it up quickly today. June 17th, correspondence, May 22nd, from the Mass Department of Telecommunications and Cable, petition of Charter Communications. May 28th, from the Mass DEP, regarding the Southbridge Sanitary Landfill Permit application. May 29th, from Charter Communications, Mass upcoming changes. Same date, May 29th, Community Food Collaborative, a letter from the President. And June 13th, from the Mass State Lottery Commission, a notice of the lottery's intent to install Keno at 392 Main Street.
Okay, and that is Sam's. Okay, any other correspondence? Okay. Oh, I jumped over old business. I do that all the time. Old business, Priscilla?
I do. I watched the May 20th meeting because I wasn't here, and I wanted to ask a suggestion. If, when a business has a, I don't want to say infraction, but a violation, if you will, that we perceive it to be, that we not discuss it publicly, but that we perhaps ask the town administrator to deal with it, or whatever party might be. It just didn't sit well as I watched it. I wasn't here, so I was watching it, so my perception was different than perhaps if I were here. But I just wondered, instead of highlighting the businesses, if we could just, what we see as we feel is not right, pass it to our administrator.
Well, we should be doing that. Any concerns we have or any concerns expressed to us should be passed on to the town administrator to deal with, because he does do the day-to-day operations.
Oh, I know that, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, rather than bringing them up in public. That's my suggestion, instead of saying business X, Y, or Z has this going on, that my feeling is prefer to email the town administrator or talk to him or whichever it may be, and not bring it out in public.
Not a bad idea. Bad names.
Do you want it in a motion?
No, I think
Oh,
it's,
okay.
well taken.
Okay.
Any-
My other one, I had two things. One is that the train stop. I know Mike was going to write a letter a while ago, a draft, and I haven't seen it. I mean, it's been a couple of months. I don't think we've seen a letter yet. I
No,
don't believe. At least I don't recall it.
no. Have you seen the letter?
I don't believe so, but I'll follow up.
Okay, because I
Right.
know it's before you came. My belief is it's before he came or right when the town administrator came. And I think we all received that email with the,
From Mr. Schwinnicky, yes.
for the different things on the train. Are we supporting the train stop, or should we have a public meeting, ask the public to come in and say their feelings?
We did send a letter to Senator Smola, to Representative Smola and Senator Goby, expressing our support. This was when they were having the hearings out in Palmer, so we've already done that.
So we're not going to do anything to try to push this to happen again?
Well,
Well, that
It's
was
a-
what the letter was for.
yeah, the
Well,
thing is, it's such...
I know what the
it's-
letter is
yeah.
for, but is there any follow-up?
Well, I
basically?
don't know. I mean, as far as I know, we haven't heard back other than, they're working on it. It's a slow process. As a matter of fact, the information Mr. Schwinnicky emailed is not new information. That's information from previous meetings and everything. And yes, I don't think anyone would disagree with supporting it. But it boils down to the state moving along and the state having the money.
That's it.
So, I mean, we haven't dropped it, it's like Shampoo Road Bridge money.
Which I'm chasing this
Good.
week.
Shampoo Road, good, because that's been, God, quite a few years. I think it's before you were even on the board, Chase.
It was.
Oh, it's definitely.
Oh, yeah, long before.
Yeah.
Oh, long before. Yeah,
Yeah.
But I'll follow up on the letter.
thank you. That's it.
Okay, Chase,
I have no old.
Mary?
I just want to comment on something Priscilla said about the violations. I think it's going to depend on what the nature of it is. In other words, like when Chief Ford
Stings.
comes in and does his sting on the restaurants that are serving to minors, and I think all that is public information, and I think residents have a right to know which bars are violating that. So I think it's going to have to depend on a case-by-case basis.
But that wasn't my point. My point was that they originate from the board. I understand about the police chief, that wasn't even a consideration. My point was that from members of the board bringing forward business X, Y, or Z, not the police chief. It was based on us.
Right, but if it comes up in conversation, I don't want to feel stifled. In other words, if Nelson is, I know what you're
Yeah,
trying to say.
that's not my
but that's-
point.
Right, but that's why if the motion's drafted too broadly, I wasn't going to support it, just because.
It wasn't
when
a
Nelson-
motion.
No, I
Mary
know,
said I
but
should have
when
been-
Nelson comes forward with his update, I want to feel free to say, for example, what I was going to say tonight is, I'm thrilled to see that the Edwards gas station has done all the landscaping. Very pleased, but I want to be able to ask, I don't think,
To come in.
large equipment should be there, and how's that coming? And if that prompts a discussion about a violation, then, I just think that we can be careful, but there's going to be times that we bring up the name of a business with respect to the progress it's making or not making on a given topic, so
Right.
I don't have any old business.
Okay, new business, Priscilla?
Just one thing. One thing I liked, Andrea did you numbered the pages on the packet, on the bottom.
The numbers?
Yes, and I think that's a good thing, because if you pull out something, you can stick it, you don't have to then sit here and try to find it. I think that was a good thing. The other thing, what made me think about this is, we had talked about this a while ago, and I think it's something that we should put for a future consideration, and maybe our town administrator can put in his input into that. Andrea sent it all electronically, which I thought was great. And maybe with everything that changes, many communities have bought their council or board of selectmen tablets to stop with all the paper, and then each department won't have to give a paper copy to Andrea or to the secretary, whomever, to run off and fill it. I just thought maybe down the road, it might be something that we could look at. It would be a cost saving for sure.
That's why we're starting to put it together electronically, so when the board's ready for that step, we have a practice in place.
Great, thank you.
Because, is there any way to double back and front on the papers when you run them off?
Yes.
I mean, that would save.
This is just my first, so I was.
Oh, no, I know,
We've never done it
Andrea,
before.
trust me. Also,
We could go front and back, too.
page numbers are great, because I did drop some, so it was easy to get. But perhaps, like, you could staple, like the DPW's report, staple, that way it'd be easier. Just-
Dividers, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be, I was able to put it together because of the page numbers, but if they weren't there, I'd still be sitting at home. Okay, anything else new, Priscilla?
Nope, that's it.
Chase?
I have no new.
Mary?
No.
And I have none. Okay, approval of minutes of June 3rd.
We have two, oh no, we have three. Never mind. I thought we had only two here, but I forgot.
Does anyone have any additions, corrections? So is there a motion then to approve as written?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? And I'll abstain, I wasn't here.
Before you go to the last item, I know we have that meeting tomorrow at 5:30. I will be here, but I need to leave at 7 to go to Conscom meeting across the street. I had promised I would be there.
That's not an issue because I also have to leave early for,
We won't have a quorum.
Mike's not going to be here.
I don't believe this meeting's going to take
An
that
hour.
long. I mean, this is really an opportunity for the attorney to tell you what the
Yeah.
process is.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
And
not,
then there's a packet on the dais this evening about all the applicants.
Yep.
So you're not negotiating or evaluating applicants.
We're not looking to who's going to go where.
no,
No,
it's
no.
just an
Okay.
overview.
I'll stay,
Just a-
Mary, until, even if it's a little 7:15.
Well, I can
problem with
stay
that.
till 7:15.
Okay, I'll stay till 7:15 if.
I
it should be
think
done by
unless you
then.
have a ton of questions,
no,
it shouldn't
okay.
last more than an hour or so.
Yeah,
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, thank you,
yeah.
thank you.
Oh, Concom. I was confused. I thought it was planning.
No, Conscom. Yeah, I know planning's here. Conservation Commission.
Okay, Citizens Forum. No one
Therefore, motion to adjourn?
Second?
here. Any discussion? All in favor? 7:29, we beat it.
Wow,
Priscilla.
Mary, that was good. I said 8 o'clock, you did
You
good.
stayed the whole time.